Hello and welcome to another episode of Clock It, where your opinion is what wins you the game. Today we have our incredible contestants. They are back, very competitive. Someone is trying to win this game today. Help me welcome our favorite fashionista, our first contestant, DEVYNI. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. I'm ready to win again, honey.
Oh, okay. I know that's right. She said win again. You heard what she said. Now, he's our favorite bacon realtor, and he's already let it be known that he is here to win this clock. Help me welcome Mike. Hey, Mike. Oh, Mike clearly feel away.
The audacity.
Come on now.
But I'm good. Hey, hello, friend.
Hi.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. I'm excited.
I'm beating DEVYNI.
He is letting it be known he is beating DEVYNI. Both of them are proclaiming that they are going to be today's winner, so we are going to see. But as you know, guys, this game is just not about getting the answers correct. You got to know what you're talking about, and more importantly, you got to clock it. So give that big buzzer a hit. That's exactly what you'll be doing anytime you want to clock in and give your answers. Let's get it going. First question. Which athlete was arrested for speeding, allegedly going 104 miles per hour? DEVYNI. Sha'Carri Richardson it is. Now, where did this happen? What happened? Let us know the deets.
So it happened around the Orlando area, and she was speeding, child. She was going 104 miles per hour,
Yeah.
which is crazy, even on the highway. So she got pulled over and arrested for that. Her bail was only $500, but Sha'Carri is not new to kind of getting in a little bit of trouble with the law. So this was kind of another thing that happened for her, unfortunately.
Yeah, Sha'Carri, girl. Oh, Mike, I know recently, too, some months ago, 6 to be exact, that she had another run-in with the law. What happened there?
Yeah, my girl. I love her. She was in Seattle, Washington airport, and she just had like a dispute with her boyfriend, and she got locked up because they saw her push, or allegedly push. Well, we saw the video. They saw her push against the column or whatever. He didn't want to press any charges, but because they saw it, they went on and took her.
This is so unfortunate. I think she's one of and has potential to be one of the greatest athletes of our time.
Yeah.
And I find it so unfortunate that she keeps having these run-ins with law enforcement. But also, I do have to think, like, we were young at one point, and when we were young, we were not under a microscope.
Yes.
So we were giving the opportunity to make our mistakes, not with the whole world being able to look at them. Don't you agree, Mike?
No, absolutely. That's the point I was going to say too. Like, she's only 25. She's been under the lens since when? Like, it's been some years that we've been seeing who she is. So, as you say, because everybody knows who she is, and once you catch her doing something, now all of a sudden it's news.
Yeah.
And it's like, when we were her age, I've done what she's done, the speed limit. I'm pretty sure, you know, in certain relationships, I've had certain situations. So it's like, everything that she's going through, we've all have actually experienced.
Yeah.
It wasn't put out on blast. So I don't think she should be scrutinized for being who she is. I do, want her to, do what she got to do, but I don't think it's okay just to kind of put out there the bad things about her when she's done so much great. She's a very nice girl.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. All right, DEVYNI, 100 points you have on the board. Mike, you are at 0. We got more opportunities for you to up those points. Let's keep it going. Next question. Who is unsure why people still think she's a CIA asset?
Sexyy
Mike.
Red.
Sexyy Red it is. Now, I am not even understanding how this rumor got started.
Yeah, I didn't know it was nothing either until I had read up on it. But Sexyy Red, basically, there's like a satire blog or whatever, and they created some fake news and everything like that. And she kind of co-signed being funny with it. And she's like, oh, they got me or whatever. And with that being said, somebody saw it. They were like, oh, I knew she was an op. And they created fake legal documents to go along with it.
Yeah.
And so, with her being who she is and being in the industry, they're already saying like people like her and Ice Spice or industry plants. And yeah, that's why they're trying to say she's an op.
Now, DEVYNI, do you think Sexyy Red is a CIA asset?
I would say no, but honestly, it's not too far-fetched. The way that Hollywood works, you just never know. You don't know. And I question Sexyy Red sometimes, so It's a lot going on over there.
There's definitely things to question there, and you have valid points when it comes to questioning her. Sexyy Red recently shot her shot at which artist via Instagram? DEVYNI.
Pooh Shiesty.
Oh, Pooh Shiesty and her might have a thing going on. Could you see the two of them together?
Child.
Right. Yep. Feel you. That was enough. A lot of words were spoken in the silence that you gave right there. All right, DEVYNI, 100 points you have on the board. Mike, you have 100 as well, making it a tie. So let's break this tie by advancing on to our next question. Who recalls defecating in her ex's shoe as a form of revenge? DEVYNI.
Tiffany Haddish. Child.
I have heard it all. How
Yes.
does one even do such a thing?
Child. Okay, I makes me cringe to even get into the details. But apparently she took the shoe. The shoe is about the same size as the toilet, so she sat it on there. She did her business. Apparently she wiped off the shoe, scooted the stuff to the front, put some in the other shoe. She did it was a whole thing. But apparently he cheated on her birthday, and so she felt like this was the best revenge. Crazy. Not what I would do, but yeah.
Crazy, unsanitary, disgusting. I can go on and on and on about what this is. And also, it's one thing for you to do it. Then it's one thing for you to tell the story on a public platform for more people to hear. And this isn't the first time I've heard her tell this story. Now, we do know that she was in a public relationship with Common. Was he the ex she did this to?
No, thank God.
Okay.
No, she did say that this incident happened back in her 20s.
Okay.
And she said if this was to happen, that she would have handled it differently in her 30s and 40s. So, Common, you got lucky.
Yeah, the Common got very lucky, because now I'm looking back at that past relationship thinking, like, Common, okay. Like, at first I was like, Tiffany, okay, y'all was together for a minute, it's working, and then I felt some type of way when they broke up. But if she is doing things like this, also, can we just like identify, or do you think that Tiffany is one of those people who just overshare?
No, absolutely. It's no thing. She absolutely overshares, and everybody in the industry believes it as well. So, like, at one point, I appreciate that, because it's like, you know, she ain't got nothing to lie about. But at the same time, I do believe that there should be some type of boundary as far as like, okay, girl, we don't need to know that.
Everything.
And that was something we did not need to know.
Because it could cause other celebrities not to want to be around you. I remember one time she told some details about Beyonce and a certain actress that happened, and I'm sure that got her banned from being around Beyonce. Beyonce don't play, baby. You got to sign an NDA, and I think she had to sign an NDA next time she went around.
Yeah.
I think she said it.
Yeah, no, she 1,000% said it. So certain stories is just like, Tiffany, keep them to yourself, and I'm gonna humbly say that is one of them. Please don't tell that again. All right, DEVYNI, 200 points you have on the board. Mike, you have 100, and this is our very last question in round one. Who is fine being a pawn in Drake and Joe Budden's beef? Mike.
Melyssa Ford.
The OG Melyssa Ford. Now, what is the correlation between Melyssa and these two men?
Yeah, so Melyssa actually used to date, which is surprising, kind of not surprising, but used to date Drake back in the day, in the early 2000s, and she also worked with Joe Budden on his podcast.
Yes.
So,
No. Yeah, she was a part of the Joe Budden podcast. She was one of the seats. I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
That podcast is so deep. I don't even remember all the seats that were there. But yeah, dated Drake, was friends and worked with Joe Budden, and now she's finding herself at the center of this beef. Why is she in the middle, DEVYNI?
So she's in the middle because Drake shouted her out like in a song, like said she's a legend from the 6, I think, because they're both from Canada. And then in the same breath, he like was dogging on Joe. And so it was like, she's definitely in the middle. And I believe when it was brought up, maybe on, can't remember if it was their podcast or I think it was one of the other people on the podcast brought it up, like, you don't, feel no type of way being in the middle. And she was just kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
Girl.
No, like I'll take my shout out in the Drake song and I don't feel any type of way about it. Now, why is Drake and Joe Budden beefing?
Because basically Joe called Drake a B because of the B word, because he had sued Kendrick Lamar. So basically he felt like that was a B move, and he was less of a rapper for that.
I feel like a lot of people were feeling that way about Drake. So it's like, how can you just point out Joe Budden? Because a lot of people in the rap industry were saying the same thing. So isn't this a little one-sided for him to be calling out Joe, DEVYNI?
A little bit, but we know Drake also is one of the ones that likes to get the people going.
Yes, yes.
And so it was like a perfect, perfect moment. You gonna shout out Melyssa, then you gonna do a dig, and everybody gonna talk about it. So
yeah.
Drake's known for that.
100%. I'm also wondering, too, because Melyssa is no longer a part of the Joe Budden podcast, I'm wondering if it was because of this situation. The song came out, Melyssa was happy about the song, but at the same time it was dissing her co-host or, somebody's podcast that she was on. I'm wondering, is this why she walked away from the Joe Budden podcast? Do you think so, Mike?
I mean, it could be. Excuse me. What was that? It could be, but I feel that... Because we already know how Joe is.
Yes.
So Joe is not shy from being vocal about anything, whether it is on camera, behind camera. So I don't want to create anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did have some words, saying, off camera about the whole situation. And Joe do like to get in his feelings sometimes.
Yes, very emotional.
Yeah, and I feel like with her, I'm kind of with her, like, it's like, I don't go at the man. Like, you cool, whatever, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
A song is a song.
And not for nothing, Drake's one of the most popular artists in the world, let alone the United States. So if you get mentioned in her ex, and if you get mentioned in the Drake song, it's like, you kind of that girl. It kind of gave her a freebie for round 2 of her being that girl, So
Exactly.
I get it. I understand wholeheartedly. All right, guys. Well, I have you both are tied with 200 points on the board. DEVYNI at 200. Mike, you are at 200. Mike, why are you giving me that face?
No, I said,
Okay.
You feeling some type of way.
Mike, do you feel some type of way right now?
No, I would, for one, I am comfortable in my skin.
Okay.
So I would never feel any type of way
Okay.
about beating somebody. Like, that's crazy.
We gonna see.
Calling the W already. Now, DEVYNI, it's very clear that Mike feels the way. Do you feel a way?
I don't feel away.
Okay.
I know I'm finna win.
And you've already got the W this week with him.
I did.
Oh, so y'all gonna tag team.
I am neutral in
Clock
this
it.
situation.
Facts
You know
are
what?
facts.
Before
Okay.
we even get anything started, let me
move
hop
my
on
bangs.
back in my lane. Well, guys, it is time to embark on round 2 of Clock It. I don't want no problems. Here we go. First question, round 2. Who was arrested by the feds in Los Angeles? Mike.
Got me.
Don Lemon.
My boy Don Lemon, when I saw this, I was like, no, not Don. Refresh our memory. Why did this happen? When did this happen, his arrest, and why?
He only got arrested because he is doing the true work of the people. So we know there was an incident that happened in Minnesota where they found out that one of the pastors of the church actually is an ICE agent. So there was a protest that happened. He actually covered what was happening with the protest.
Yeah.
But now what they're trying to do is say that he was part of the reason why the protest happened.
Yeah.
So they're trying to spin it on him. But we ought to know, because he's covering so much, especially against Trump and ICE, that they're trying to target him and use him as an example.
Yeah, this is so unfortunate. Imagine just showing up to do your job. Now, if he had a big name behind him like CNN or CBS or something like that, I wonder if the same thing would have happened. A judge only approved for charges for 3 people to be arrested. How did we get here, DEVYNI, with him being arrested?
So I believe it was the DOJ pushed for him being arrested, and then it got escalated again. Somehow he was the only one that was still arrested. Like, everybody else was released. So it was just, I feel like I have to agree with Mike. He was kind of targeted here.
Yeah.
We all know that he has a large platform and a voice that is heard and respected, and he is kind of shedding light on everything that's going on. So I mean, it's expected to me that he would be a target.
I think 100% they want to make an example out of Don Lemon, because we are in a time where your First Amendment rights are now being thrown out the window. And in my opinion, I think this administration wants to control what is put out in the media, which is why they are getting these big media outlets to be behind them. But then when you have someone who's an independent journalist like Don Lemon, it does not look well when things are not in their favor. So they want to make an example out of Don specifically because he is an independent journalist. And in my opinion, we need more independent journalism happening today. All right, well, DEVYNI, 200 points you have on the board. Mike, you are at 300.
What'd you say?
Oh, yeah, okay. He said don't sleep on him. Here we go.
Got
Next
the
question,
bangs, gotta
because
move the
we
bangs.
got more. Kim Kardashian was saved from clubbing in New York City and then scolded over breakfast by who? Mike.
Wesley Snipes.
Two people I thought I would never hear in the same conversation.
Right.
This is a little wild. Now, how old was Kim when this happened, and what exactly took place?
Her little grown self was 17. So basically what happened was she was in New York with some friends. They were out partying, and after the party, they went to like a house party. So a friend of hers basically, and it sounded like it was almost kind of pre-planned a little bit.
Yeah, like they knew they was leaving her.
Yeah. She's like, girl, I'm going to go ahead and give you my dad's address. I'm going to slip you $20. So if you need to get home, basically, good luck. Yeah.
She had something lined up.
Yeah.
That's what that
basically,
was.
she said, I'm with my man, girl. Go do your thing.
Do you?
So I don't think Kim giving all of it. But basically, according to her, she stated that she couldn't find anybody. It was probably about maybe 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. She lost the money that she had. She was leaving the building, and she was going to go beg somebody that had a taxi to see if she can get a ride home. But she ended up running into him, and he was like, you know what, I'll take you home, but you got to go to breakfast with me. And he scolded her at that time, letting her know, like, girl, you was too young for this.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see your face again until you are old enough to be out here partying.
We need to bring that kind of parenting and that kind of scolding back in this day and age. Let's hear Kim talk about that encounter on Chloe's podcast.
So I'm walking out, and I don't know if Wesley Snipes lived in the building or what, but he was there. Like, we were passing each other, and I was like, hi, sir, like, I'm so sorry, but like, do you think, I was like, I don't know where you're going. Like, are you going home? Whatever. I'm so sorry to like interrupt your night, but like, do you think you can give me a ride home? It's like early in the morning. So I'm like, do you think you can give me a ride home to this address? And he was like, sure, you know?
I love that. Does this sound like something Wesley Snipes would do?
It actually does. It's definitely giving Black Daddy. He gave
100%.
her everything she needed to know. Honey, don't be out here like this no more. And I love that. I agree. We got to bring that back in our community. I feel like we don't do enough of that. I mean, it may not go over the same because people don't like people checking their kids, but it was a moment that she remembered, and I think it impacted her to the point where she can still tell that story. I don't know if Wesley remembers, but I mean, after the podcast, I hope he sees it and they can have a moment, and she could thank him for that.
Has she ever run into him again to say thank you?
She hasn't, which is crazy. So now, that's what I'm saying. Now that they did the podcast and it's kind of going a little bit, viral on the internet, hopefully he sees it or somebody tells him about it so they can have that little moment. Yeah.
Do you think Wesley now remembers or realizes that that was Kim Kardashian?
I feel like, if he ended up seeing it, I feel like, he'd be like, okay, cool, I can see that. But we all know Kim has changed quite a bit since she was 17. What do you mean by changed? She's had some work done.
Some enhancements?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he knew.
Yeah. I'm sure after hearing this, someone on his team, I don't know, does he have kids, his daughters, or, his children will probably be like, Dad, look at this. And I'm hoping they can have that moment where they like reunite over like this thing that happened years ago. That would be cool. And knowing them, they'll probably put it on their show because they film every single thing.
She might try to get in the movie or something.
You're right about that.
For sure. All right, Mike, 400 points. You are at, he said he was going to make a comeback, and he did. DEVYNI, you are at 200. No worries, girl. We got more questions. Let's keep it rolling on to the next one. Which singer doesn't refer to herself as a legend? DEVYNI.
Mariah Carey.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. Do you believe this?
No. Mariah has never given humble queen.
Never!
As much as she's trying to, I guess, make us believe it in this article or this interview. But no, I don't believe that.
Why doesn't she refer to herself as a legend, though?
She says that she still has work to do, which, it's respectable. Okay, we love a humble queen, but do we believe that she's a humble queen?
That is the part. That is the part. Where did she detail this information at, Mike?
It was a Billboard article that she had did. That's what she told him the information.
So she is the 2026 Billboard Person of the Year. As you can see, the cover we just showed there. She looks amazing, and this is where she detailed this information because everyone calls her a legend. Now, Mike, what are some of the accolades that make her a legend? Yes,
she is I want to say she's the only. She's either the first or the only one that is at like the top. I want to say before her was the Beatles. So I want to say she has the most songs that have hit the Hot 100 on the Billboard chart. Yeah, which is dope.
Amongst a bunch of other things. So it's like, Mariah, you act like a diva, you move like a legend. But we love a person who, you have insurance on your legs, babe.
That's a whole performance.
Like, come on. The whole, but hey, we love a humble queen, as you said. Now, her demo tape recently auctioned. How much did it auction off for?
I think it was $54,000.
$54,000 is crazy. And this is just her demo tape for her to get into the game.
Yeah.
Like making that kind of money. I wonder what it sounds like though. I wonder if we got like young Mariah, is it still sounding the same? I wonder what that is. I would love to hear it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they could like release that to be sold like streaming wise.
Is it like her old demo tape from back in the day or
back
something
in the day.
new?
Before her first album dropped.
I would love to hear that.
Yes.
I feel like artists in the beginning are very hungry, and her voice was just so crisp back then.
I agree wholeheartedly. All right, guys, let's keep it rolling. Next question it is. Kevin Gates says he believes he could cure his father from what? Mike.
AIDS.
Now, for those of you who do not know, I am certified to test and counsel when it comes to HIV and AIDS. Is there a cure for AIDS, Mike?
Unfortunately, they have not released a cure.
So this is very interesting. Let's hear him detail this on the Shannon Sharp podcast.
He was so beautiful. If you could have seen my dad, he was beautiful. But that's crazy you asked me that. No, nobody ever asked me this. I was with him. I was with him like for a long time up until he passed. I was with him. He taught me a lot of beautiful lessons. And if I could go back in time, it's sad what I'm about to say, I could have cured him.
You think so?
I know so.
I just think Shannon's face.
That's what I'm looking at.
Shannon's face told it all. I hate to even laugh at that. Now, the only person that I knew that could heal the sick was Jesus. So does Kevin have any superpowers that we don't know about?
Apparently, he thinks he does.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I don't know nobody but Jesus.
That can heal the sick. That's what I'm talking about. So there is something that's called U equals U. Untransmittable equals why am I drawing a blank? U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmittable. Sorry. And so it just means that the virus is so suppressed in your body that you cannot transfer it to anyone else. So I'm hoping he kind of misspoke here and he was saying that I can get him to undetectable status.
Maybe.
I'm hoping he didn't mean that he actually thought that he can cure him.
I think he did.
Kevin?
Because he said, I'm no Dr. Sebi, which then applied that he has the ability or the natural ways to be able to purge the disease from out of his body. Yeah. But people got to realize, too, that diseases take on different forms with different people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't react the same. So even if there was a healing property, it may not affect that person the same way if there was a chance. But, yeah, I think that between them two, they definitely needed some more education behind it.
Yeah, I wish they had someone there with a little bit more knowledge that could educate them further. All right, guys, well, I'll have you know we are embarking on our very last question. Mike currently has 500. DEVYNI, you have 300, but here we go. Last question in round 2. D'Angelo's son, Suevo Twan, said he wasn't invited to his dad's DEVYNI.
Grammy honoree situation. Honored at the Grammys.
He was having a tribute at the Grammys and he was not invited. Now, why wouldn't they invite his son?
I don't know. They claim they couldn't get in contact with him, so that's the story that they're going with. But apparently they invited the other children, so I don't know.
Yeah, this is a little bit strange to me because Grammys has a lot of resources and this is just not adding up. Now, has the Grammys responded to this?
Yeah, they responded basically saying the same thing, that they've tried to reach out to him, but they made multiple attempts to reach out, but they haven't reached out to him. But he said they haven't reached out to him nor none of his siblings.
But they said they did.
They did, just like they lied and said they tried.
Yeah.
I don't think they tried at all. Honestly, I don't even think they really thought about his son. And let's be honest, when we be thinking about D'Angelo and Angie Stone, we don't really think about their kids.
Yeah.
Like, they've been in the light, but not a lot, so.
Yeah.
I can see, but they should have reached out.
Yeah, they definitely should have, especially losing both of your parents and then seeing a tribute being done at the Grammys. I think you should probably be in the building. So I'm happy that they rectified the situation, and it looks like he's going now. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Clock It. And what do you know? Mike is today's winner. He is wasting no time by coming across here getting this clock. He already knew that he was going to be the one. Okay, you know what? He is entirely too much. DEVYNI, as always, it is a pleasure to have you here. Mike, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, girl.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
It is. And for the viewers at home, we'll see you next time for another episode of Clock It. Great job.